Handball is full of stars, but there's one position that rarely gets the spotlight, even though it demands insane precision, timing, and athletic ability. The wing. These are the players who score from angles that look physically impossible. They're the first ones sprinting on every fast break, the ones finishing great attacks, and the ones your team relies on when your defense breaks down. But what actually separates an average wing from a world-class one? Is it the speed, the hang time, the timing on the jump, the ability to finish from the dead corner? Or something deeper, something you only notice when you slow the game down, frame by frame? In today's video, we're breaking down the exact skills, instincts, and decisions that define the best wing players in modern handball, and why this position is evolving faster than ever before. Welcome to What Makes a World-Class Wing Player. Let's get into it. Before we can talk about hang time, impossible angles, or those top corner finishes, we have to start with the very beginning of every great wing shot, the approach. Because world-class wings don't just jump and hope for the best, they set up the shot long before they leave the ground. Their speed, their steps, their angle toward the goal, all of it determines whether the goalkeeper even has a chance. So let's break down the first key to elite wing play, the perfect approach to the shot. On the approach, your job as a wing player is simple. Create the best possible conditions for your shot. If you're not balanced when you take off, you lose control of the duel with the goalkeeper. As a rule of thumb, the first step happens as you catch the ball. This is the balance step, the moment where you stabilize your body, adjust to the pass, and prepare for the jump. And since wing passes are often far from perfect, this step is crucial. The second step is the power step. Here you push hard into the floor to generate speed, and the step is usually longer. This is also where you set your direction and decide the angle you'll be shooting from. It's important that you don't jump towards the penalty line, like many of you probably have heard. This makes you lose balance and control in both your jump and shot. Instead, you want your jump to go more toward the goalkeeper. This keeps you balanced, gives you more control in the air, and puts you in a much better position to beat the keeper using signals, which we'll get into later. The third and final step is short and explosive. This is your takeoff step, the one that loads your jump, gives you maximum height, and allows you to float long enough to win your duel against the goalkeeper. Let's break down a wing shot. First, notice how he catches the ball on his first step. This is the balance step, where he stabilizes and prepares for the jump. The second step is longer and explosive, used to generate power and set the direction and angle of the shot. Finally, the last step is shorter but packed with energy. It's the takeoff step that gives him maximum lift, height, and hang time for the finish. Here are a few exercises that will help you refine your approach. Ball and shirt catch. Throw a ball and a shirt into the air and catch them as you take your first step. Double ball pickup. Dribble 2 balls, 1 in each hand, and scoop them up on your first step. Platform drop into approach. Jump down from a small platform and use the next 2 steps to generate as much speed and power as possible. Next up, let's break down the takeoff. The last step is crucial. It determines how much power you can generate from your takeoff leg. From there, you pull your opposite leg and arm upward to create lift and maximize your airtime. And remember, you need to be able to jump off both legs. The balance point changes depending on which leg you take off from, and that makes controlling your movement in the air more challenging. But mastering both sides is what separates a good wing player from a world-class one. Now, let's talk about signals. Signals are the small cues you give the goalkeeper, on purpose, to make him move one way so you can score the other. To use them effectively, you first need to understand your own signals. What does your body show? Your arm? Your jump height? Even your facial expression can influence the keeper's reaction. This works because goalkeepers rely heavily on automatic, learned movements. For example, if the ball drops below the keeper's eye level, his instinct is to drop his arms. That reaction happens without thinking, and that's exactly what you want to exploit. Training with a soft ball is great for this, because it allows you to experiment with fake signals and deceptive movements without worrying about power. It helps you build the timing and control needed to manipulate the goalkeeper. Lastly, let's talk about defense as a wing player. Being a wing isn't just about standing in the corner and waiting. You need to be active and involved. Your job is to pressure the playmaker, force them into making mistakes, and step in to save your team when the defense is overrun. If the attacking back player gets too close to the goal, it's your job to try and steal the ball. When doing this, pay attention to a few key things. Is the playmaker under pressure? If so, they might not notice you stepping up when passing to the back player. Is the back player too far from the goal? If they're too far away, you won't have enough time to reach them before the pass. Finally, if your defense gets overplayed and a 2-on-1 situation develops on your wing, step up between the back and the wing. This puts doubt in the playmaker's mind and makes it much harder for them to decide where to pass. Being active, aware, and decisive as a wing on defense is just as important as your offensive skills. It's what separates good wings from world-class wings. And that's a closer look at what makes a world-class wing player. From the approach to the takeoff and the subtle signals that fool even the best goalkeepers, every detail matters. It's not just speed or jumping ability. It's balance, timing, and understanding the game on a whole different level. If you want to take your wing play to the next level, start training these steps consistently, experiment with your signals, and focus on mastering both legs for takeoff. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more handball insights and tips. And tell me in the comments, which wing skill do you want to master first?